Hello and welcome to the Hill Sunday. I'm Chris Stirewalt. Now, this week, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer looks likely to resurrect the failed bipartisan border bill. Now, that would have added thousands of additional personnel to the border and would have made it more difficult to claim asylum. But after months of negotiations, Republicans, at the urging of former President Donald Trump, killed the bill. Schumer's move comes as President Joe Biden and vulnerable Senate Democrats are looking for a way to put the heat for border chaos back on the GOP. With us now from Oshkosh, Wisconsin, is Republican Senator Ron Johnson. Senator, welcome. Okay, you opposed the bill in its first iteration that your colleague, Senator James Lankford, and others helped craft. That was back in February. So two questions. Is this really coming back? And if it does, are you still opposed?
Absolutely. And let me tell you why. It's not talked about much, but the Supreme Court in 2018 said that current law exudes deference to the executive. President Trump used that executive authority to secure the border. President Biden used that exact same executive authority and opened it back up. So he had the executive authority. We didn't need a border bill. We would have been happy to strengthen the authority. But if you want a best indication in terms of how those negotiations were not done in good faith, is take a look at what Chuck Schumer said after that all collapsed. He said, we were playing chess, they were playing checkers, and we got our Ukraine bill. And then he went on to say, and we're in a lot better shape on the border than we were 3 months ago. So first of all, if you're negotiating good faith, would you rub your negotiating partner's nose in it the way he did by saying they were playing chess or we were playing chess, they were playing checkers? And secondly, if you really wanted to secure the border, you wouldn't be saying you're in better shape when you don't have a bill unless all you were looking for was political cover. And unfortunately, McConnell, in those seat negotiations, gave them political cover. But we didn't need that border bill. We needed an enforcement mechanism to force President Biden to use the executive authority he had. And again, we would have been happy to strengthen that authority. We could have, overridden the Flores settlement reinterpretation of the courts, which does not allow DHS to detain children with their families. That's been one of the problems. So we would have been happy to strengthen the authority. This bill actually weakened a president's authority, primarily by that 4,000 migrant threshold that gave the president discretion. He didn't need discretion. But by codifying that, all of a sudden you're granting him discretion and then taking it away 3 months later, you've actually reduced the presidential authority, which is why that bill was worse than doing nothing.
I hear you, and Republicans definitely say they want Biden to act. And we've heard this is sort of the Biden administration's infrastructure week. Every week it's going to be this is the week that we're going to see executive action. But there's kind of a difficulty here in the Republican message, which is you say do more, do more, do more. But also Republicans impeached his Secretary of Homeland Security, and there are some Republicans who even say that Biden wants an invasion, that he wants this. So do you really trust that the president would secure the border if he says he will?
No, that's what we were pressing for. Inside the conference, nobody's looking for an immigration bill other than, I guess, McConnell and Lankford. We were looking for an enforcement mechanism to force Biden to use the authority he had, or more authority we would give him, because we don't trust him. He wants an open border, Chris. Again, he had the authority to open it up. He has the authority to close it. The reason he opened it up, I can't really explain it other than literally he wants more people flooding in that will eventually vote for Democrats. And by the way, now we know that an NGO, that some, American taxpayers are funding some of these NGOs, literally giving the migrants before they come to the U.S. a piece of paper that says, when you get to America, vote for Joe Biden. So I think it's pretty obvious what the Democrats are trying to do here. They're trying to flood this nation with people who will vote Democratic. And if they can't vote, at least populate blue states so they'll be counted in the census and produce more Democrat members of Congress. So that's the only explanation for this. But there's no doubt about the fact that they want an open border. They caused this problem. They could fix it. They don't need a law. Again, Republicans would be happy to strengthen the authority, but we're not going to vote for a bill that actually weakens a serious president's authority to actually secure the border in the future.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.